the response should be running away, calling, and hitting the stop button. And then the professional.
Near Gandhidham and GSPC LNG and our own MLTPL team and port and Wilmar safety head is Mr. Anil and Adani Power safety head just left due to there is some meeting. He also there till morning and Jindal Saw was also there in morning. So sir, we are doing first time this type of technical fire safety conference to learn each other and sharing of best practices as well as develop our technical expertise. That is the main purpose of that. And we are fortunate that you have blessed us today by your presence. He is our CEO APSEZ Tuna, Doug sir, and he is a vast experience in safety. Daily we are learning new things for him. Sir, please.
Okay. So what have we learned so far? I don't see a whiteboard on what.
Yes, sir.
What
Today we have learned OISD standard.
Okay.
One is LNG is there. They have given the presentation on OISD 117.
Okay.
Our MLTPL team has given OISD 156. That is our jetty. And OCCL has given response care system. That is new for chemical industries.
Okay.
And Aarti chemical emergency response. And Jindal Saw has given the manufacturing of steel industry, what are the potential fire risk and layer of protection. And Adani Power has given presentation on thermal power, fire hazards and layer of protection.
Did we learn things we have to fix?
Yes.
Please have a seat, guys. You're all standing. Please. Let's do it formal. What have we learned that we need to fix? What have we learned that we have to do better? There's always improvement. Safety is a journey. Safety is never done. So we get this much of lifting power in the room. I'm curious, what did we identify? What are we going to make better?
Yes.
What becomes better from today?
Sir is asking what you have learned. Please share your experience.
Actually, sir, beyond about some technical specifications, like in day-to-day life, we are following the guidelines which we have and which we need the basic guidelines. But apart from the basic guidelines, we have to follow some more things and some more implementation first required.
Okay.
So those are the things which we are studying on the technical. Few presentations are still left, so we just
All right. Some guidelines and things. Anything else? What should we get out of it?
Just best practices I was also seeing of other industries. They are visiting the colonies and attend the inspection of LNGs and technical expertise. He has also, because we are also going to install a propane facility at our site very intimately. So he also guides us how we can prevent the fires and what measures we can take forward.
I mean, you guys are representing what keeps me up at night. Just so you know. I mean, to be straightforward, it goes wrong in your area. It goes wrong fast. This is an area that we need to be proactive at all times. We need to be ahead of our risks, not reactive to them. And we've had plenty of examples in the short time I've been here. Between colony fires and little things here and there, or hot work right next to a cryogenic plant. And there's definitely opportunity because people don't mean to. But if we don't pay attention, if we don't put the effort in, and I mean really big effort, this isn't just compliance, this is way beyond effort. Very proactive, very oversight, hyperactive might be the right word. Because all it takes is 1 second. 1 second in any of your commodities, and this whole port is at risk. Right? And lives are on the line instantly, and I'm not a big fan of that. I want this place to be safe. I want people to go home every night. So that's why I'm asking, what did we learn? What are we going to do different? We have some great facilities. We built very well. But things degrade. Things wear out. What's perfect yesterday might not be perfect tomorrow. How do we capture that? How do we make sure it stays at that level? How do we avoid everything from, you talk about a BP Horizon to a Beirut terminal? Okay? And we have everything that Beirut has. More. Right? That's not wood. Where's the wood? I'm sure there's just too. We're gonna keep it safe. But it's from these conversations. It's from these meetings. So I hope you're challenging each other. There's no such thing as status quo. There's only get better. always have to be getting better. So challenge each other. Don't be afraid of it. Those who know me on this side is, I expect that. If you're not challenging me, then you're not asking the right questions. If you're accepting status quo, then you're accepting an accident. It's always about paying attention. It's always about learning more. What don't we know? That's the biggest risk in this. What you know you're going to deal with, I know you will. All professionals, all good at your job. It's what we don't know. And we don't know it. That's the most dangerous place to be. All right? And there's examples in all industries. The airline industry didn't know that aluminum fatigued over time, so they didn't know why their planes are crashing. The oil industry didn't understand the wear factors 100 years ago. Now this is why we look at the pipes and we do intelligent digging. What don't we know in your industry? What don't we know yet? How long do all your seals last on all your valves? Truly. One small leak. Okay.
Because sir, OCCL shared that they are having a CS2 and QRA radius is 10 kilometers.
There you go.
And there's an ideal.
Hey, I get that. When I was out at sea, when I sailed, we stayed 5 nautical miles from any LNG tanker.
Yeah.
Because if something happened, 5 nautical mile radius disappeared.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay, I mean, 25,000 ton expansion.
Yes.
This is dangerous stuff. And we're held to a standard to keep it safe. And accidents happen. Right? Let's not kid ourselves. Accidents happen. What I want is an accident to happen that doesn't cause a catastrophic issue, which means we've really risked it down. We've really reduced the chances of that accident happening. It's when it becomes catastrophic. When we have loss of life, we have loss of property, we have just this cascading effect. This location is one of the main locations for all of India. Rough calculation with all the volumes, and you have to take everything, all the cargoes, all the things, from coal to container. We're somewhere around 15 to 18% of the GDP of India. You guys have an accident and that stops. Okay, and it stops minimum for a year. Forget revenue, forget the business, think that for the country. It cannot happen. You know what I mean? That's the whole Northwest Corridor does not have a flow of cargo in and out. That is millions of lives affected because we made a mistake. So why it keeps me up at night? The numbers in my head, right? And I don't ever want to see them. I want to make sure whatever you need for support, whatever you need to make sure it's right, whatever forum you need to have it. You have my full support. This is the one time I'll say never. I never want to face an accident that can be avoided, ever, in your areas, ever. So we have to challenge ourselves to see it before it's possible. And it isn't, I've heard this in other ones, so please don't say it in yours. Oh, we've been okay before. That does not apply. Prior performance does not denote future success. Vigilance, care, constant review denotes future success. You have to be on your toes at all times. Even if you think you know, check it. If you think it's right, verify it. Okay? It's better to be safe than sorry. It does apply to all of your commodities. It does. And I will gladly sacrifice any throughput, any just extra volume for the sake of safety. All right? We don't cut corners with these commodities, ever. We'll grow volumes. We will grow. This place does grow. But we're going to do it with safety first at all times. Okay? Especially in your areas. You just don't have the latitude to take risks like that. You know? And if that means it takes us an extra week or two before we turn on another customer, before we build another tank, because we got to go through one more step, then it'll take an extra week or two. It's not worth the risk. You cannot give me enough revenue or future growth to say it's worth it. Because I'll give you the reverse. Do you know how much revenue and throughput comes through this facility on a yearly basis? Overall. Because remember, if you have one accident, the whole place shuts down. If any idea what that number is? Rough guess? That would be perfect. I'll tell you, it's in the thousands of dollars. Right? It's in the high 4 digits of corrosion. High. Now think about your business. Think about the revenue your business represents. None of you represent over a 4-digit corrosion. So you're a portion of that, your contribution to that. All right? Now think about that extra customer you want to take a quick and just get them going for. Maybe it represents 10. If you're lucky, maybe it represents 50 Corel. Maybe. Against high 4 digits Corel, a whole facility. So in relative terms, not even 1%. Would you sacrifice your home income? Would you sacrifice your career for something that represents a 1% gain? Keep that relatively in your head. Now you know why I'm going to be total tough. Alright? But at the same time I'll give you any support you need to make it safe. Just come ask. These guys will tell you.
There is a fire in Anjali's job. Continuously 3-day fire. Sir went there personally. And he investigated and showed me, Rakesh, how this smoke path is traveled. Where is the seat of fire? Process, all things. That day I come to know, yes, we are too lucky that our leadership is having such a commitment and devotion. And always we attend any type of call, we receive message, well done, good job done. So such type of commitment and anything we are asking for, sir, that sir, this is the problem, he immediately issue the money. We have seen a lot of time. Internal audit we have been done in liquid terminal. There is a chemical spill emergency mobile. Sir was there. He has surprised us. He has given a lot of things and immediately public address system capex issued by him.
I can't believe it's still not
Yes,
working.
Yes,
And that's the thing, it takes time to get these things right. So it's not going to be a budget problem. You already have an effort problem, we already have a learning problem, and it's not a reflection of capability, it's just we're that big. So don't ever feel, if you feel ever stifled, while I'm here, something's wrong. Alright? I mean, fighting fire, these guys are putting their lives on the line. I'm trained how to do that. How to learn it as part of sailing. I've done it, I've dealt with it. I've been an incident investigator. I'm also IMDG certified to be a hazardous lead, a hazardous commander, and incident commander. So you're coming from experience, and I've dealt with it. I've dealt with terminals that have felt things and had catastrophic failures. Trust me, it's cheaper to fix it well before it happens. Okay, it's totally cheaper. Yes, a CFO will look at it and go, why do I want to spend this? Not a problem. I can give you a whole litany of examples around the world of why he wants to spend that. And that's my problem to deal with, not yours. You recognize the risk, it's my job to support you to fix it. So I want you to recognize the risks. There's way more than we see today. Okay? I guarantee that too. Come join me for a safety walk, you'll see. What I see and what the average person sees, there's still a difference. I want to close that gap. When everybody sees it, and then we build a team that can quickly fix it, we'll take our performance from here to here. Efficiency will go up, throughput will go up, everything will go up, morale will go up, and our safety will be second to none. They're all connected. They're not opposing forces. Anyone who does, they just haven't applied it. That's the truth. So that's why you'll get instant support. There's no way. All right? Now I ask in reverse, challenge. Don't accept. Push. Be proactive. Right? If I'm pushing you, you're not proactive enough. It should be the other way around. And don't accept it just because. You know it's unsafe. If you know it's not right, don't accept it. Don't stop. have an absolute fever in your belly. I'm gonna get this right, okay? The company doesn't understand that, that's a different problem. That's a problem for me to solve. 9 out of 10, I don't have to go beyond, I can solve it for you. And we can do it, we're gonna set it right. Someone wants to create from the outside, that's fine. I would rather spend an extra crore and never face a problem than save that and have a major issue. Right? And that's for me to deal with, if someone wants to judge it that way. And I guarantee you at the promoter level, they understand this too. They don't want it either, they're expecting us to challenge it this time. And if we identify it, we fix it. We can always have a debate of whether it has to happen in a day, 30 days, 60 days. These conversations can happen, but that doesn't mean the risk is going away. It doesn't mean we say, it's okay. Or it didn't get in the budget, so I'm not going to worry about it. Budget is not a problem. A safety risk is. A fire is. So, I hope that energizes you. I hope that helps.
Yes, sir, definitely. Your vision will definitely motivate us, and these are the people first time interacting with you, but definitely they will get motivated. Few people are saying that we are not getting support. One of my colleague and he is saying, sir, we are having not such support of getting money, new technology and all the things. So we have shared our technology and what things we have done. They get motivated and tell, sir, okay, definitely we will also ask. We are means not saying that means people
Right.
is not worrying about. We need to realize it.
If there's things you're not being supported on, there's things you need. In reverse, the way to communicate to me, you give me an action list. List it out. Tell me what that risk is. Tell me the timeline you need it. And the rough cost. And now we can always have a cost. Be careful on cost. We don't need to build Taj Mahals to fix everything. Okay? And it is natural. People go to that.
Yeah.
There's probably a better way is we can take it in 3 to 4 steps. We can get something very low cost and get you moving. And then we grow. Because the other problem is if we go too much tech to people who don't understand it, the tech's going to get sit idle. It's not going to be ready. It's going to be a facade. Right? I don't like facades. If you have the gear, you better have people trained in it. They better know it cold. They better be able to do it. And Rakesh will tell you, I show up every now and then. My test is fireman. How quick can you put the gear on?
Oh,
3 seconds. Go. Clock started.
Go there anywhere and ask fireman how much time you will take to wear this failure.
I'll tell
He
you.
tells, sorry, this much time. Okay, do it now. So, at fire station, whenever he is on ground, initially we are very, you can say, in trouble. Whenever he come and ask whatever thing, we are so worried. But what happened? People get aware that this is our standard, we need to obey.
And if it
Later
takes-
on, he anytime go there, he seen the Nomex suit are there, people are at the right place, vehicle is right or not. One day there is a standby duty, we have placed a small vehicle because other one is maintenance. He immediately told earlier safety, why this vehicle is there? I got the, because I am not interacting, my boss is interacting, but the problem is that vehicle is not right at place. After that, we have started, if vehicle is not appropriate, no need to place there, have a fixed firefighting system. And in jetty, sir has noticed where is your parking vehicle place. I need, so somebody says, sir, we can park here. He says, if suppose there is a vessel here also, then we have identified a parking slot at jetty, 2 sides as per wind direction, and we are parking. So much guidance, and every rescue call and all the things sir give is sometimes feedback, and sometimes we ask sir, we need to upgrade this thing. We need to have the last budget, there is a 8-9 lakh rupees was there. Sir asked why it is 8 lakh, what is, I told sir it is a firefighting foam. Okay, good. So such type of visionary leader, earlier what happened sir, we are thinking, oh, how much foam I need to ask. Now we are confident that this is the much needed requirement, the must requirement, then only we are placing, and we have seen your approach also. So it's a a very good day for us. We can say you are all fortunate that such type of visionary leadership. Today, I definitely think you will do miracle now after this speech of sir, because we daily seen him. I have a night round with him. I got surprised. How he is taking the observation, I am not able to understand. Rakesh, this is sir, which? No, this is that. Sir, I am totally, you can say, blank. Safety observation he is taking in a way, sir. After getting down, I told sir, if something missed out, please. Okay, no, Rakesh, it is okay. Because observing power, I have seen that day. Sir is a vast experience in safety, but that day I realized, yes, this is an eye of safety. So, sir, we request you to please give few people memento who has delivered presentation, sir, so that they can see you. Sure. In pic that Doug sir has given us.
I do exist.
Yeah, they remember you. Please, OCCL, please let me.
Let me give you just two parting ones before we do that.
Yes, sir.
If we get this right, Rakesh has the most boring job in the world. Always prepared, never needed. He's always training, but never needed. Okay? That's the envision. Alright? And the other one to remember, when you look around, I mean, everything we're talking about here is fire, right? Really look at where your response team is. Do you know how quick, in the product you're dealing with, do you know how quick and how far away you already get a first and second degree burn? A lot farther than you think. Okay? Just an automobile fire. You get within 20 meters of it in a full blaze, you will have a second degree burn if you do not have gear on. 20 meters. You'll feel it through your windshield if you drive by. Now that's a car. Now think about your commodities. Think about the temperature that their flash points at. All right? We're talking 50 meters. If I don't approach with low velocity, fog, and protective gear, in 50 meters, I'm already getting a second degree burn. Now look at where your fire department gear is. Look how close it is to a manifold or a flange. Look where you park your equipment. I guarantee it's within 50 meters. Which means you've already exposed your team to burns before they even got their gear on. If something happened. Look at that for a second. Alright? So really think about that. Think about when it does happen, which we completely want to avoid. But when it does happen, we depend on him and his team to come in. Are they set up for failure or set up for success? Because they need 30 seconds to get their gear on to begin with. Because they're not going to stand around in the middle of 50 degrees Celsius in a full fire suit waiting for it to happen. They're going to be in a response, so seconds matter. And a fire doubles every 2 minutes. So think of it takes 5-6 minutes to get there and then respond. I just wanted to part that, okay? This is why I have no hesitation. When you start thinking at this level, you're going to start looking at bigger safety margins. You're going to look at different responses. I'm not going to have a fire extinguisher right next to where the fuel tank is. I'm going to have the fire extinguisher all the way over there. I'm going to have my emergency shut-off 20 to 30 meters away. So the guy's actually running away from the fire, not into it. Look at that, all right? I mean, I really appreciate people responding and people doing it, but 90% of people here are not trained to that level. Their response should be running away, calling, and hitting the stop button. And then the professionals come in.
Yes.
Is your area set up that way? Is everything set up that way? If not, let's put that on the action list and let's get it re-engineered. Okay? Because trust me, that guy who knows to run away and on his way out, he hits the stop button, just made 90% of the response taken care of. Really did, because it just took something from major to minor. And the team can take it from there. This is how I want you to think about it. Okay? Totally de-risking very quickly. And you have the most boring job on the port. Okay? You're just training.
Yes, sir.
And we've done it right.
Yes.
Right? So please.
Yes, sir. I agree. Yes, sir. Please. Yeah, please, sir. Please. MLT.
There we go.
And here is our APSEZ Next, Sandeep. Vijay. Sandeep Vijay Soma. Sandeep. Shiva sir. Arctic Chemicals. MLTPL. Vasudev Solanki, MLTPL. He is also MLTPL. Please come down. Sir, we have sent him UL 162 foam testing, two guys here at Jamnagar, who might be aware. So today he is going to deliver that presentation. Because it is a new thing for other people. They don't know about this testing. Yes, very good.
Rakesh sir has moderated the entire session.
Yeah, the whole week.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
All the best, everyone.
Yes, thank you.